Judo was never meant to be just a sport. It was born from the mind of a man who believed that physical practice should lead to moral development. Jigoro Kano, the founder of Judo, didn't want fighters. He wanted better people. He took the brutal and often dangerous techniques of Japanese jiu-jitsu and reshaped them into something deeper, a path, a discipline, a way of life. Early Judo was not about gold medals or scoreboards. It included throws, pins, chokes, joint locks, but also kata, structured forms, and even striking techniques called atemiwaza. It was meant to prepare the body, refine the mind, and build character. The goal was not victory over another, but victory over the self. But everything changed when Judo became a sport. The more it moved toward competition, the more it had to leave behind. First, the dangerous techniques were removed. No more leg locks, no more small joint manipulation, and no more strikes. Then came the rules. More rules, and then even more. In 2010, even grabbing the opponent's legs was banned. Olympic Judo today is fast, explosive, and highly regulated. Matches are 4 minutes long. Athletes focus on tactics and grip fighting, and while the throws are still beautiful, the art has narrowed. Philosophy is barely mentioned. Atemi and real-world self-defense, forgotten. In pursuit of spectacle, the soul of Judo was sacrificed. What remains is a powerful sport, yes, but not always a complete martial art. So we ask the question, has Judo evolved, or has it been reduced? What did we gain when Judo entered the Olympics, and what did we lose? If you're passionate about martial arts beyond the medals, hit subscribe, leave a comment, and join the discussion. This is not just about Judo. It's about preserving the soul of all martial traditions. In its purest form, Judo was a system for building character through controlled adversity. Jigoro Kano designed it as a method of education, a way to mold individuals into ethical, balanced, and resilient members of society. He believed that the dojo was a laboratory of the human spirit, not just a training ground for combat. Early Judo included joint locks, chokes, and crucially, atemiwaza, vital point striking techniques. These were taught within the context of self-defense, kata, like kime no kata, and goshin jutsu, where the practitioner had to respond to grabs, punches, and even knife attacks. This was not just about fighting, it was about awareness, discipline, composure, and judgment. And yet, everything was filtered through the values of mutual welfare and maximum efficiency. Kano's genius was not in the techniques he preserved, but in the principles he built around them. The ultimate opponent was not the one standing across the mat. It was ego, laziness, pride, and fear. As Judo began to spread internationally, it was inevitable that people would want to test their skills. Randori, free sparring, became more dominant, and with it came the need for standardized rules to prevent injury and confusion. This was a natural evolution, but not without consequences. Techniques that were too difficult to judge or too risky to apply in live settings began to disappear from the curriculum. Atemiwaza were the first to go. Then came wrist locks, leg locks, and eventually any form of striking or counters seen as anti-judo. What remained was a curated set of techniques optimized for safety and spectacle, not realism or completeness. In 2010, a decisive blow was struck. Grabbing the legs was officially banned under IJF competition rules. No more double-leg takedowns, no more kataguruma, no more sacrifice throws that involve touching the legs. Overnight, entire branches of Judo's technical tree were pruned. What was once a complete martial art, a system designed to survive violence, began to look more like stylized wrestling with jackets. The spirit of Seiryoku Zenyo, maximum efficiency with minimum effort, was replaced by tactical maneuvering and grip domination. Olympic Judo is impressive, explosive, spectacular, but it is no longer representative of the full range of Judo's original purpose. Matches are now 4-minute tactical battles, with players fighting more for grip and position than for the essence of perfect technique. Many modern competitors win not with classical throws, but by exploiting the penalty system. One Shido here, one Shido there. And suddenly, the match is over, with no clean score. The audience may not even understand what just happened. Moreover, the rules now prioritize standing techniques to the point where groundwork, once an essential part of Judo, is barely visible. If there's no quick progress on the ground, the referee stands them up. Contrast this with old Kodokan Judo, where newaza could flow freely and end with clean submissions. Kata, almost extinct in most clubs. Atemi, forgotten. Self-defense, rarely taught unless a school specifically commits to it. The modern judo athlete trains for medals, not mastery. And the organizations from IJF down have chosen marketability over tradition. Judo's journey to the Olympics brought recognition, but it came with a price. The art's deeper layers, its spiritual discipline, its self-defense roots, its philosophical backbone, were stripped away in favor of medals and ratings. Real fights are unpredictable, messy, and rarely go as planned. Early judo prepared you for that, through strikes, situational training, and controlled chaos. Today's judo often teaches students to turn their back for a counter or dive into specific grip sequences that only work under artificial rules. The role of kata was never just ceremonial. It preserved principles that could not be taught through randori. Movements were precise, intentional, and filled with meaning. To abandon them is to abandon the very DNA of the art. As judo evolved into a sport, many instructors began skipping the why and focused only on the how to win. In doing so, they created champions, but lost senseis. But it doesn't have to end this way. Judo can reclaim its soul without rejecting its progress. The two faces of judo, the budo and the sport, can coexist, but it requires effort, intention, and leadership. Clubs must revive kata. Instructors must reintroduce atemi and situational drills. Philosophy, once relegated to dusty bookshelves, must be spoken again on the mats. Let Olympic Judo remain as a battlefield for the elite, but let dojo judo return as a sanctuary for the sincere. The ultimate victory in judo was never an ippon. It was standing taller, not over an opponent, but over your former self. That's the true judo Kano envisioned, and it's still within reach. Judo gave the world beautiful throws and incredible champions, but its greatest gift was never about combat. It was about character. If you're a practitioner, a teacher, or just someone who loves the martial arts, then you have a role in deciding what judo becomes in the next century. Will it be just another sport, or will it be remembered as a way of life? If this video spoke to you, like, comment, and share it. Tell your dojo, tag your friends, and most importantly, keep the path alive.